Hello to one, hello to all. This is the last episode of Series 1. There you have it, friends. I hope that brings the viewers up to date with my family history and timeline of immigration. As you have seen, my siblings and I have to run from 2 wars, but our ancestors went through even more, including the Chinese Civil War. Poverty seems to be everyone's best friend when you don't have time or the local language expertise to think and build anything. Also, the lack of education can really keep generations after generations trapped in poverty. But even if you manage to achieve something like our second paternal uncle, life is still not so straightforward when geopolitics get in the way. In some way, I understood why perpetual immigration is necessary once you are caught in a trap similar to poverty. I think 99% of people are happy when they have found their comfort zone and become oblivious to so many aspects of life that are fatal to their comfort. I notice this comfort zone seeking not only in my predecessors, but also in my kids, nephews, and nieces, as well as my own siblings. Take, for example, my 2 oldest brothers, who got to the UK having gone past the compulsory school age. So they were happy to get a job within their community so they could feel a bit of comfort among their countrymen. Another thing was, they were beaming with so much pride and joy on the day they finally managed to save enough to buy their first car. That was it. That peak was the defining moment of the rest of their lives. They were oblivious to the fact that their work life was almost bordering on slavery, as they have to work 6 days a week for more than 12 hours a day, starting around 10:30 a.m. and finishing well after midnight the next day. Our next generation is in an even worse situation, as they have no clue what their parents went through, nor have any inclination to find out. Their comfort zone is dictated by whichever societal norm their parents have settled into. It takes a courageous soul to pop his head above the clouds, to pick at other possibilities. I dread to think what would happen if all foreigners get kicked out of the UK tomorrow. If you have watched any episode before this one, I think you would have noticed that what I've described were just technicalities and timelines. As I am not much of a storyteller. Also, I classify my proficiency in the English language as a bit better than a beginner. I would have preferred it if I could have included some emotions in each of those episodes. Another thing is, what I've told so far was almost like a whistle-stop tour of the timelines. I think many situations could have been described with a lot more detail. For example, dinner time was always a struggle when you were the youngest sibling. As with both your parents out doing work shifts, you have to fight your older siblings for food, as well as having to learn to use the chopsticks properly. Usually, you will end up going to bed hungry. Another example is, at least 2 people in the family said they have seen ghosts inside our house. I don't think that was a big surprise, considering every time a family member dies, their body is kept in the center of the home for 7 days and nights before burial. If any writers happen to come across my videos and are up for a little side project to improve my storytelling, please do get in touch by leaving a comment. I anticipate this will not happen for at least a couple of years from now, as none of my videos are being watched at the moment. That is fine by me, as I did not start this channel thinking I would be an immediate sensation, but rather to make sure our lineage has been recorded. With a bit of luck, I would be living in my native country in a couple of years, knowing even more details regarding our history. So, where do we go from here in terms of keeping my YouTube channel on air? We could come right up to date to the present days, but I think the viewers would lose out on so much of the life lessons that I've picked up. Therefore, I will take the viewer through my life journey in the next series and leave the present day movement until the 3rd series. I think my journey from the moment I landed on UK soil to the moment I decided to start a YouTube channel is worth telling. I think there were so many life lessons that will benefit the viewers. Also, I think the stories will resonate with viewers who have been through hardship and have overcome immense challenges. Another reason to tell my story is I don't think this kind of stories are being told enough on other channels, as most of them will only speak about trends, objects, and events that reflect the sign of the times to get bums on seats. I have lived most of my adult life through life quotes, and I think my adult life started pretty soon after we got to the UK. Once I've discovered the sayings and understood them, I realized they are like distilled whiskies of life and could be the best teacher I can have. So, my story will include some of these random sayings. It's always darkest before the dawn. Masters of the universe. I am the master of my fate. Sleeping with the enemy. 3 feet from gold. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. I don't have role models. It's better to be lucky than clever in a business context. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. This might not be a proper saying. Living dangerously. Looking forward to go forth and multiply more videos.